Good evening, guys, or good afternoon. It's 5 p.m. Today is March 27, 2023. Today is Monday. So today is all about, so let's walk through the pre-market note, right? So it is all about Friday's close and Globex low. So above intraday, above intraday recent buyers are there. So basically about this, if price goes above 4029, then it has to stay above it in order to maintain control for buyers. Break back below is not a good sign for buyers, and at that point it is up to intraday levels to decide. In general, buyers will have a control above Globex low going into the day, but if we see a strong intraday balance breakdown above it, right, then they will become neutral at that point. So remember this wording, how I worded it, right? So here, okay, I'll explain later. So NQ is driving the show for buyers, so it is important that NQ continues to stay higher. Any weakness in NQ is not good for other index buyers in other indexes basically. Around, now here is the kicker, around 4029, I will not look for long, but I will look for reactionary shorts to begin with personally. See, so now I also gave you what I am looking for despite this, all these things, right? If it moves further away above, then only I will try to look for long. If it is in between Globex range, then I am neutral with idea of buyers in mind above Globex low, right? So I worded it both ways, but I gave you my personal opinion here, right? Now, also here, remember, so when I was writing this thing, I was visioning the price action ahead of while I was writing at 6 o'clock, right? I was like visioning the price action in my mind that, oh, okay, so if it goes above this, then what needs to happen, what I need to see it, something like that. So based on that idea in mind, that's why I wrote this. If it goes above it, it has to stay above it, simple. Any like few points below this after going above is not a good sign. That's why I put it, because then it may reverse all the way down. That was the idea, see. So I was thinking more towards that scenario. That's why I was favoring basically, that's why I wrote this statement, so because that's what the reward is, reward is not going long about 29, reward is shorting 29, at least you have a room to target, so that was the idea, so pre-market notes are very well written always, and I tend to follow it, so but anyway, now let's go here, right? So here I said super aggressive buyers area, right? See that? Now there was another thing also here, which is this. Let me drag it here so you will know, right? So I listed this area as a do or die today, that's why on purpose I put it do or die, right? Because that was the key area. So if you look at the description here, it says preferred sellers, right, and super aggressive buyers area, both are here. So right off the open, either it's going to go higher, which I'm not interested to go long, right? But since it's a do or die area, sellers will do their everything in their power to keep it below, because otherwise above intraday buyers will be there all over the places, So that's why I named it as a do or die area. Okay. This one, see, there is a distance between this, there is nothing, there is no label, nothing, right? All the way here I said aggressive buyers, not preferred buyers, aggressive buyers. Preferred buyers I put it all the way down, because the idea was if it gets a rejection from here, it can easily go here into this area, and then it will decide for the breakdown, it will go here. So even coming here is not a good sign. So why should I put preferred buyers here? It has to be aggressive buyers. Preferred buyers are, needs to be lower. That's why it's there. So NQ, this was a preferred sellers area, right? So NQ, worked out pretty well here, right? This was dream number area, and that is the key. That was the key in the morning to flip the bias from bulls to bear. That was the area we were watching clearly in NQ. The moment NQ did this was the sign at this time, around 10:25 or so, actually around this time, 10:15 or so. That was the sign. Now table is flipping from bulls to bear. Okay, and this was aggressive sellers and buyers area, and then preferred buyers area was here, right? Now, so let's go here. So now if you remember my pre-market notes now, right? Above 4029 or here, I'm looking for shorts around here, right? So the way we did it in the morning, so I did couple of trades in the morning. Whatever you see here, I took it, pretty much. So it was like pretty accurate today, precise reading. Today was a perfect reading all the way up to here and up to 11:30, up to here. That's where I said, I'll take a day off. But up to this, every swing point low, swing point high was pretty much I gave it in Discord. Pretty much every top and bottom ahead of it, not after the fact, before, right before that. Hey, I need to see a price coming here, hold it, all this thing, so it worked out perfectly today, somehow. I don't know why, but pretty much all of them, usually, up to some point I'm accurate, and then I don't trade pretty much because the day gets good. But today, pretty much it worked out. So I took all this trade, some of them I took it in same, and most of them in live. Okay, all the shorts are pretty much live. Longs are same. After this point onwards, this was a long. I took it off the open 26. That's where I said, even before open, I said it will open at 26 or 27 or 25. So it opened at 26, right? Then I knew that it opened at 26, right, which is right around in this area, right? See, now the question is aggressive buyers, do or die sellers, right? So, but we need to have some fun, right? So people are always there to trap each other, correct? So that is what I was trading in the morning, like trapping situation, right? So that's why I went long here, right off the open, like in like 2 minutes, I went long at 26, and then I bailed out at 30 because 30 was my target. So I said 30, I bailed out, and I said, now watch, it may go down too, and then boom, it went down, started going down, rejection, right? So I took a short at 26, same level, and I targeted 20. I love my 20, so people know that. So 20 here, I bailed out, right? Because I was not sure which side is in control, because still if you look at here, it was balancing in a way, so you can't just say, this side is in control or that side is in control, right? Something needs to happen, because here, if you look at it here, so why I went long, right? Because it was a failed breakdown here. See that overnight balance, price went below and then came back up, it opened here, so obviously it's a failed breakdown. It will try to go to the top, which is 30. See, that is what I targeted. Then 30, the achievement for this guy, is over here. So that's why I built up. Then I said it may go down to, from 30. So I took a short here at 26 again, Then the idea was not to hold, because technically this entire area 29 to this is a support or resistance, right? Either or, it's the levels. So price can technically come from here to here and bounce. Since it was a VWAP, people tends to trade VWAP, right? And then price may tend to bounce. So, and at that time NQ was coming into this overnight low area. See, 900. That was also Friday's closing area. And since NQ's AD was holding above 0, it is a bullish disconnect. See my point? And since I love my 20 and AD was plus 1500, it's too strong to hold your shorts. So that's why I bailed out, right? To the T, all these trades morning, I pretty much, buy bottom, top selling, bottom buying, okay? Then I said, now we are not going to do anything. Now we traded both ways. Now we have to wait for some event, because I said failed breakdown happened here in overnight. It may happen in RTS too. So that is the failed breakdown here. See that it went below this low and then reverse, right? So I had that idea in mind ahead of it. That's why I was able to bail out right at 20, Now we have to wait for an event or price to go out of this range, right? So when we started watching these things, when it failed breakdown happened, I said, okay, now watch, right? So now we started watching 5 minutes, not this time frame, So here I said we had a 1 green candle, right? I said I need 3 green candles to see. Then I trust this buyers. Otherwise, I'm not going to trust it. Okay, that is what clearly I said. Then 1 candle closed here, good sign, right, for buyers. So most of the day traders, they bought it either here by looking at this entire big green candle, or they bought it at the top of this 31 here, basically here, So they went long like this way, right here, So I said, wait, we will watch. I need a 3rd candle to go above this and then hold this area, come back down. That's where I will start looking for long, And while these green candles are going higher, I said I want them to hold it above this area in general. I do not want to see any red candle. I want to see a 3rd green candle, So we were watching these things, and at that time, if you look at it, internals, right? Let's look at this. They were super strong. AD was super strong, 2000, right? So, and NQ, look at NQ. It was like going above, pretty much Globex high, right here, right? Or above this high. So, and ES was also doing the same thing, correct? But NQ was dream number 949. They are deadly numbers, So I want NQ to like move away far like this, Then and ES also go away, Ideally I said I want ES to go to 39.41, and then hold above it for me to even go long. So I need to see a 3rd candle touching here. That was the whole idea. Then buyers can prove it to me they are strong, and then I can go long aggressively, even above 29, But instead, you can see it. Price went above this Globex high by maybe point or half point, right? And the 3rd candle came down as a red candle. See, that was not the expectation, right? As we were watching, that was not the expectation. Expectation was what? Green candle, I want to see it. If buyers wants to prove it to me. They failed right here. And price was able to come back down to where? All the way to 26. See, this is where the do or die idea comes in reality. Now, there is an intraday failed breakout in place, and NQ came down all the way to 910. See, 911 to 22, that was the key area. I said that is the important area. So, and that area above buyers, below sellers idea. So NQ came back down all the way to here. Okay. Now that was in itself is a weakness in NQ buyers. But since this area was good, NQ can technically still buyers can step in again from here. But then I said, you know what? Since NQ's buyers area is this, it can bounce, right? But as long as it holds below dream number 949 and doesn't go above it, ES is good, for sellers. Then ES went down like this, right? NQ held here. See, NQ as usual went higher here also, but it held 949 below it. See, that gave me a short setup in ES right around this area, which is this, around 1004. See, right here, 27, 26 again, Then this trade I was holding. I did not bail out, because I was looking for 15, 17 area as a target, and possibly lower. If it goes lower, then 4005 was my target, which is this 9 and 5. 5 was my ultimate target. Okay, so I was watching NQ at that point. I stopped watching ES. I want NQ to stay below 949, dream number. That's all. And once it holds it, and let's say if it breaks below this entire area, 910 to this, man, I can go short in NQ also at that point, and I can do more shorts in ES, because then I know it will go into this area. That I know, at that point, So NQ did eventually went to this area, right, which is 1044. You can see it. Yes, also 4009 or something. There you go. See, 4009, right? So that's where, and there was another short before that, right here, Why? Because now you have a first failed breakout, then you have a balance, then you have a breakdown, pull back into middle of the balance, which is this trade, then crack down, straight came into 4009, NQ came into 868. Obviously this is a good area, so NQ is going to bounce. I said if it bounces, right, I want NQ to go to 897,900. That is what I said. It came to 897 to the T. Rejection, perfect. Yes, it's right into this area by that time. You can see it. See here, 17. That was my original target, right? The first target turned into resistance here. That's why you short here with NQ, right? Then now the target is what? 4005, which is this. See that? So NQ will go where? This line, right? Which is this. Then it provided a bounce. So here we were talking, and then I said I will take a day off right here, around when NQ came here, I said I will take a day off because that's where NQ and ES started divergence, right? So after this, what time is it? 11:40. You can see it. 11:20. 11:40, right? Look at ES. 11:20 to 40 went above, like way up, right? Look at NQ, didn't even buzz. See, that's where they went into divergence mode. Now the day is good, right? After that also you can see it. ES went from here to here, right, between 11:50 to 12, while NQ literally 10. See, look at the move, right? So now there is no point trading it, but I said sellers will have a tough time. Why? Because if you look at this, see, this was not going down crazily, while price was going down crazily in a stair-step down fashion, both ways in both indexes. AD, see here, overall AD was not going down. It didn't even went below 1200. So this was very strong, So this was the issue for sellers today in holding your shorts. That's why you have to bail out at each key levels, And then I knew that something will reverse either lunchtime or after lunchtime, because now this AD doesn't want to give up. So if AD is positive, ES is down, ES is at yesterday's close and AD is plus 1200. That's a bullish disconnect right there, and it will be difficult for sellers to short and hold it, Yes, price action may take over, but then this is like half of the day is gone and this thing is still plus 1200. So now you look at here, right? It's like a double bottom, right? I usually don't use double bottom, but I can see the equal lows here, right? So you can see it 1, 2, 3, 4 lows, correct? And look at NQ 1, 2, 3, correct? So NQ stopped going down now. So now they are in sync after 12, after right here, right? Then both made a new equal lows here. So NQ between 12 to 120, same lows, correct? And now look at ES, 12 to 120. See the divergence here? So see, that's how you have to figure out, when now it's a reversal time. See this? And look at this same line, right? That's a divergence, right? So, and look at here, what it is holding, 4005 level. See that 1, 2, right? So now it's time to go long, if you are trading it, because look at the internals, 80 plus 1600 now, right? So now it's time to go long, but only thing is, I said in the Discord, it has to go above. In the morning I said it has to stay below 14, like 14 to 16 area. That's a line in sand. So if it goes above 14, then it may reverse, right? So if you look at 14 here, which is this, correct? Then you can see it. See, price went all the way to 20, correct? Now is buyers are proving it, because now here they made a bottom, then they broke out about this high, right? Then they made another balance and bottom here, equal bottom, then they broke out, right? So like two-step process. Now it went to 20, correct? So at this point, if you look at NQ, was also around this area. See that, right? So NQ has a pending retest of this 868 in the morning. Here I also gave 856, see, to the T also. I said 856 or 868. So here it went to 856 and came down. So 868 was pending, okay? So when it broke out here like this balance and out here, idea is most likely it wants to go there, you know. So when it pulled back here in the middle of this balance, which is right here, that was the long 784. That's where I said draw a line, you know. So which was around this time, you know, around this time here I said draw a line at 784, which is this. Look at this, how close is it, right? So it broke out above. So basically it built a balance around this area, right? Then it broke out, pulled back to the middle, and then shoots higher. So ES, same thing. So now ES, this is the area, you know. So middle was this. So if ES pulls back here, right, and NQ pulls back here, most likely buyers are going to step in. See, I don't have to look at the chart. See that? And then boom. Now it's going to go higher, right? Which is back to this area. Simple, because now since it broke above this 20, which is this area, right, most likely it will run into this area somewhere, because look at the balance here, right, which is middle is. So now see, I'll draw you here also, same concept. So this is a balance which got broken, right? So middle is what, somewhere around 27, 28, 26, right? So now let's see, same concept. See here, same thing worked out for this longs, right? Same thing now, because now look at this, straight up. This is not a strong bullish day where price wants to go higher in this fashion. If they do, buyers are at risk. See, straight up fashion where it touched 28, see, middle of this. Now what? Now it's going to get rejection, come back around right here into this balance again, because this is another balance, right? So middle is what, 09, 08. So if it gets rejection from here, only way it can come is where? Here. See that? Rejection, see the same area, came down here. NQ 868, rejection, confluence area, we have made all together with the level and this lows, perfect location. Where does NQ will go? Right here in the middle. See that? That's it, you know, that's your later noon trade, short trade, you know. So that's pretty much it. See, easy peasy. Even though this guy was higher, right, still you got a short here, but you have to wait, you know. So now ES you can't fade it here, NQ you can, ES you can't do it because there was no confluence apart from this balance made, right? So ES you have to wait. Once, see this balance, once it broke down below this balance, this was your short. So actually this was your short. See, so that's pretty much it, you know, for today. Now tomorrow I have no clue, you know, we have to go day by day. So that be all for today.